Hey there everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you all so much for joining me here today for another pick a card reading. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome in. My name is Melissa, and today's reading we are going to be getting you a past, present, and future energies. This was a reading that was requested by one of my lovely subscribers, so thank you so much. Shout out to you for giving me this cool idea. And essentially what we're going to be doing in today's video is looking into what's happening or what has happened past, present, and near future. Whatever general situations or energies that Spirit is wanting you to be aware of. So it's a general reading. I'm not asking about any specific category, just your life in general. So when I say near future, for me, the timing of near future is usually about 3 to 6 months. So you can kind of keep that in mind as you're viewing this video, but it could vary depending on the person, depending on your situation, since this reading is very general and open to the public. Also keeping in mind, you guys, with this reading being general, there will be messages that may resonate quite specifically with you and your situation, while others may not. So just use your discernment and your intuition to take what's for you and leave behind anything that isn't. Excuse me. If something isn't resonating in your reading, then it may not be your message. It may be for someone else. All right. And if you do want to book a personal reading, I do offer services now on a platform called Hey Hero. So if you do want a more specific read on your energy, link in bio or link in my description to where you can book those personal readings. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our deck selection for today's past, present, and future reading. Starting here on the left, we have deck number 1 with some pink Himalayan salt. We have deck number 2. This is a green moonstone. And then deck number 3, we have some selenite. So I want you guys to take a deep breath. Think about the past, present, future energies coming through for you and what Spirit is guiding you to be aware of. Go ahead and select the deck or the crystal that you're feeling the most intuitively connected to, really selecting with your gut instincts versus your eyesight. And once you've made that selection, you can scroll to the description box down below where you will find the link to your reading. See you there. Hey there, group 1. If you all selected this little pink Himalayan salt with the Kawaii tarot, this will be your reading for your past, present, and future. So, excuse me, starting off, we have some pre-shuffled oracles. So I'm going to display these out, and then we're going to get clarifiers with your tarot deck. So in the past, for you, pile 1, we have Spiritual Union and Angel of Love. In the present, we have Triumph, which is the Chariot card, and the Angel of Strength. Wow. And then in the near future, we have the Spiritual Strength and the 7th chakra. Wow, this energy is awesome so far. Let's go ahead and I'm going to work with your tarot cards just to get clarifiers on all 3 of these, and then we'll get into the interpretation. So starting off, Spirit, with pile 1's past. Let's go ahead and clarify the Spiritual Union and the Angel of Love. With the Star card, okay? Clarifying the present. And the Devil card. And then clarifying the future, near future, with this Spiritual Strength and the Crown chakra. The Judgment card. Okay. And then our bottom deck energy is the energy of the Wheel of Fortune. So kind of talking about this undertone of like life's ups and downs, being able to kind of roll with the punches, the universe maybe throwing curveballs at you from time to time. I think especially here in the future energy or the present energy, or even just like destiny, like your destined path. Give me 1 second, you guys. Sorry, group 1, I had to grab some water. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the past, present, and future energies that I'm seeing coming in for you. First of all, this looks really beautiful, especially starting off here in the past. So what I'm seeing being highlighted here for you guys in the past, we have the theme of relationships. We also have the theme of love, the theme of the heart chakra. So with the spiritual union and the angel of love coming in, I do feel like a theme that you guys have been working through in the recent past had to do with healing around relationships, especially because we have the Star card coming through, and the angel of love is also an energy of healing. Self-love, self-respect, compassion, empathy, all of those things. Some of you guys may have met your romantic life partner in the recent past, or some of you guys may have met like a really special counterpart in the recent past that really helped to teach you about love and what like a real healthy, loving relationship looks like. For some, this doesn't even necessarily have to be like a romantic union. It does talk about a spiritual union, right? So this could be any sort of relationship of significance in your past that you guys were able to heal within. Star card talks about renewal. It talks about inspiration. It talks about your dreams, right? So I definitely feel for a lot of you guys that this spiritual union that's being highlighted here, or this relationship energy that's being highlighted here, was a part of your healing journey as well. This is like a very like-minded connection here with the spiritual union. Like you all are not only connected from the heart, but you're connected at the mind and at the soul level as well. Feels really nice. Now here in the present energy, we've got the Chariot card with the Angel of Strength. So I definitely feel like currently what you all may be moving through right now is like this energy of needing to take action. You may be needing to really muster up the courage to be able to push forward. The Chariot card talks about like we have a goal or something that we're feeling really driven to accomplish. We're feeling really ambitious, like especially with this Devil card coming up. I'm picking up a lot of really ambitious energy for you, pile number one. So there's something here that you're needing to take action towards, something that you're feeling really focused, laser focused on, and it is requiring you to muster up a good amount of courage, strength, stamina to be able to accomplish this goal. Sorry, you guys, I have like a tickle in my throat, so I had to grab some water. Yes, so I definitely feel like there's a lot of the more like lower chakra energies being highlighted here for you. Your sacral, your solar plexus for sure coming through with these cards. So you guys are feeling really ignited around something right now in your life. And with the Devil card, I'm picking up for a lot of you that this driven, laser focused energy may have to do with work. The reason I'm feeling like this is because the Devil energy, the Devil card in the tarot is associated with the sign of Capricorn, and I'm feeling like there's this like driven energy toward work, or at least like when I think of Capricorn, I think of like workaholic kind of energy at times, where it's like all about doing the work and almost like obsessing over the small details of the work that you're doing. And so that's sort of the energy that I'm seeing you guys in right now. Like there's some sort of like, I don't want to say obsession because I know that sounds really extreme, but that's how it feels. Like we're on this obsessive journey or this workaholic journey. We're very focused on where we're trying to go. So coming into the near future here, the theme that I'm seeing for you guys being highlighted is the spiritual strength, the 9 of Wands with the 7th chakra, which is the crown chakra. We also have Judgment here. So if you guys have been struggling, because this energy definitely feels you're going from this very lovey-dovey energy to like really like hardcore focusing on something, and it definitely feels like exhausting in a sense. And the beauty of these like past, present, future energies is that we can kind of see how the energies flow over time. And so the current energy that you guys are in, of this like workaholic, we're like really fired up about something, this is going to spill over into those near future energies if you continue on the path you're on right now, okay? So I do see that as you're transitioning into the near future energies here, there is this energy of feeling pretty tired and exhausted, which makes a lot of sense because you guys are exerting a lot of effort and energy into something here in the present that probably feels really important to you. So I definitely see that your stamina is being tested as you move into the near future with that spiritual strength card. It's not only about your physical stamina and your drive, but it's also about mentally, spiritually. How are you able to continue to push forward? This also tells me that you all will be coming into a space of like closing out this energy or being really close to accomplishing the goal that you're wanting to accomplish. But it's going to take you really being able to tap into your inner strength to be able to push forward, okay? The seventh chakra, this is the crown chakra. And with it being paired here with your judgment card, this is really talking about like the need to sort of zoom the lens out and look at the situation from a higher perspective. Really asking yourself if the direction you're going is in alignment with your soul path and in alignment with your soul purpose. It's almost like this full like life review in a sense, where it's like we're gonna take a pause and we're feeling this exhaustion, but it's like, okay, gotta take a pause and let's take a look at the situation and really analyze and look at the details of what's going on here. Look at it from a higher perspective as well and ask like, okay, are these details, these actions that I'm doing serving me in my highest good moving forward? I also see the judgment card as you all like really continuing to believe in yourself, right? Really being tapped into your own sense of self-worth, really being tapped into, you know, your own faith, your own spiritual beliefs, and knowing that like the actions you're taking today are serving you in your highest good for tomorrow. So yeah, looks really interesting, pile number one. Let's go ahead and close out your reading with a little message of advice from the tarot. So keeping in mind, like, you all can switch up energies, especially in the present. If you're seeing a future energy that you don't feel excited about, you all can always switch it up to create a different future for yourself. So this is just where the energy stands right now. But let's just see if there's any guidance or advice that Spirit wants you to know as you're navigating forward in the present energy into the near future. Definitely feels like for you guys, like this energy of relationships was like mastered in the past. This definitely feels like a different energy to me, like something around your work or your life purpose coming in. So let's go ahead and see. So Spirit, for pile one, what guidance or advice should they know as they move forward on their journey? What guidance or advice should they know as they move forward on their journey? So we've got a Three of Swords coming in, okay? And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor. Awesome. So this is great advice. I would say, starting off with the undertone energy of the Emperor, this is really catching my eye here for where you're at in the present. So the Emperor is telling me that it's going to be really important for you guys to set proper boundaries, especially with that Devil energy coming in. Ask yourself if the actions that you're taking are causing you to move into a space of exhaustion or overexertion, or is your drive and ambition spilling over into your relationships in a negative way? If the answer is yes, then it's going to be really important for you to sort of tighten things up and set some proper boundaries around what you're doing. So for example, like if this is about work and you guys are working so hard toward a goal that you're neglecting your partner, maybe it's important to maybe say, okay, I'm going to work between this hour and this hour, and then from these hours to these hours, I'm spending time with my partner and I'm turning off work. I'm turning off my work phone. I'm not looking at it, whatever the case is. So setting boundaries around this is going to be really important for your success. Three of Swords is also saying like, it's important for you guys to, I think, come to terms with the truth of your situation, because sometimes the Devil card, it's not all bad, right? Like there's good and bad to every single card. But the Devil card also talks about illusions at times, where we're kind of like looking at things through a warped sense, like a warped lens, or we're looking at things through from like a perspective that isn't exactly rooted in reality. And so the Three of Swords in this sense is, the way I'm reading it is, you need to look at the very harsh truth of the situation that you're in right now. Like, even if the truth hurts. So ask yourself, like, what illusions am I under with regard to this thing I'm going after? What quote unquote spell am I under? I always think of like a good example of the Devil card would be like, when it comes to like mindsets, right? Like think of the programming of like watching the media. You know, like if you talk to certain people, you can probably tell what channel they watch or what media they watch based off of like what they're telling you, like what's the narrative they're saying, or what's like, what are they afraid of, right? And so when I think of that in terms of your reading, you guys, it's like, what are you embodying? What are you afraid of? What's like the quote unquote narrative that you're making this moves, you're taking this action by? And maybe like do some soul searching and find out the harsh truth of the matter. So even if it hurts, or even if it's like kind of shocking, like, oh, what I thought was true isn't true, Spirit is saying it's really important for you to just keep it really real with yourself. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and close it out there for you, group one. Definitely let me know how the reading resonated with you. Like I was saying, you know, the future is always changing. It's never set in stone. So this is just kind of a snapshot of where you're at right now. And you always have the free will to switch it up and change it. So again, drop me a comment. Let me know how it resonates. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Hey there, pile two. If you all selected this beautiful green moonstone with the Forest of Enchantment Tarot, this will be your reading, diving into your past, present, and near future predictions. So I just want to start off by saying, because I don't think I said this in the intro, future is never set in stone and energy is always changing. So as you all are coming to this video, just know you're getting a snapshot of the current energy, where you're at right now. And this is going to tell us kind of like what's projected to happen in the future, but you can always change it and things are always changing. So just keep that in mind, you guys. Like, you have free will to make your own choices and decisions. So please never feel like you're bound to like something a tarot reading is saying, because you see something you don't like, that gives you the power to change it, right? I know that I've done that many times with readings. So starting off here in the recent past, we've got the energy of moving on, clarified by blossoming abundance. Okay. In the present space, we've got the sacral chakra, clarified here by the door to spirit. Wow. And then near future energy for you, we have the Eight of Cups with emotional withdrawal and the happy family coming in. Wow. So we're going to channel some tarot in a minute, but overall, I want to say it definitely feels like there's this energy that I'm getting of just over maybe the past several months for you, group two. It's this energy of like maybe focusing on self. I'm getting like this energy of putting self first, maybe even like an isolation sort of energy of really just needing to focus on what makes you happy, really needing to kind of almost find yourself is sort of a vibe I'm getting. Like just looking at these cards. So let's just kind of see. Here, clarifying these energies, Spirit. So for pile number two, let's go ahead and get some clarification here on the past energy of moving on and blossoming abundance. So we've got a Weaver of Boons, which is the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Present energy, Spirit. Let's clarify the sacral chakra with the door to spirit. Seven of Challenges coming up, Seven of Swords, okay? And near future with this emotional withdrawal and the happy family. Clarify this energy, please, Spirit, for pile two. We have a Seeker of Challenges. Lots of Swords energy coming up for you guys. Bottom deck energy of the Lovers. So the undertone of your reading, with it being the Lovers, there's definitely an indication here of choices and decisions needing to be made. Now, I know when we see the Lovers card, a lot of times this talks about like romantic relationships or soulmates. And it definitely is depicted this way in this card, right? So for some of you, there could be this undertone of relationships, because we do see the happy family here and soulmates. But as I was mentioning at the beginning of this reading, it really feels for a lot of you like this is sort of like a self-exploration journey, a self-healing journey that I'm picking up on trending in the past, present, future for you. The Lovers talks about relationships, and it talks about, you know, are the relationships that we hold really truly in alignment with us, mind, body, soul, and spirit, right? So I feel like a lot of you over the past few months may have been exploring that idea around relationships and asking yourself, like, is my romantic partner really in alignment with me? Are my friendships really mirroring back to me the love that I'm mirroring to them, right? Like, I feel like there's an energy of like maybe stepping away from those relationships and trying to figure out what's right for you, right? The Lovers talks about choices and decisions as well. It's like a head over heart decision. So there's like this energy of also needing to make decisions around relationships. And sometimes what's right, sometimes what our heart wants isn't necessarily what's right for us, right? So like there's an energy here of like, maybe you guys had to make a tough decision to move away from someone or something or friendship or relationship because like it wasn't right for you mentally, it wasn't right for you emotionally, even though there's love there. So that's just kind of like the undertone I'm getting. And look at this. Underneath we have the 9 of Boons, which talks about independence, financial independence, but just also independence in general, being able to stand alone as an individual. So yes, that's kind of the vibe I'm picking up on for you, group 2, so far. So starting off here in the recent past, we've got a moving on, which is the 6 of Swords, clarified here by blossoming abundance. And then we have a Queen of Pentacles. So there's definitely this energy of like mentally moving away from something or someone. Could be these relationships like we were talking about. 6 of Swords is about embarking on a new journey. We're leaving the darkness, moving into the light. We're just moving on into a place where we're feeling better about things. We're feeling better about our situation. And with blossoming abundance here, it's almost like some of you all moved on to something that looked like it had a lot of potential to grow. So blossoming abundance can talk about anything that you guys consider to be abundant energy. It can be talking about like, you know, financial abundance. It can be talking about emotional abundance, like with relationships. Like maybe you are finding new potential relationships that felt really good to you. But with the Weaver of Boons here, then the Queen of Pentacles, this is an energy of like taking care of our material responsibility. So for a lot of you, I feel like in the past, this could have had to do with you being independent, like financially. It could have had to do with you taking care of like a home life. Maybe you guys moved into your own house. There's a house here in the back or a new apartment. Something like that is coming in where, you know, this moving on energy definitely had to do with like your material realm, the tangible things in life. So work, finances, home life, things of that nature being highlighted here in the past. And the Queen of Pentacles is someone that is a caretaker, right? This is someone that is really responsible and who takes care of their responsibilities, takes care of the things that they need to take care of. So if some of you guys are like parents out there, I can also see this as being like setting up the right home life or the home environment for your children or the people that you're responsible for. So now let's move into the present energy that I'm seeing here for you. So we've got the sacral chakra with Door to Spirit, 7 of Swords coming in. So I feel like in the present energy, there's like this energy, I keep saying energy. There's an energy here of tapping into your spiritual side, maybe exploring your spirituality in a way that you've not really explored it before. Because Door to Spirit is telling me that there is some sort of like spiritual opportunity that's being presented to all of you, or maybe some sort of spiritual awakening that you all are moving into as well. I feel like there's this sort of vibe of like looking out for the signs that Spirit is sending you or the universe is sending you to help guide you through making the right choices and decisions here. The sacral chakra being highlighted here as well tells me that there's also perhaps a spiritual lesson that you guys are learning right now that is around this specific chakra. So the sacral chakra, for those of you that don't know, it's found like right below the belly button. This is like our reproductive area for women, right? So there could be something around your actual physical like health that's being explored here with the sacral chakra. For some, there's maybe like this energy of symptoms that are coming in. I'm not a medical advisor, so just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But this could be an energy of like needing to explore the spiritual reason why we might be having some symptoms around the sacral chakra area. And with the 7 of Swords here, this usually talks about deception or things being hidden. So I definitely feel that there is an energy here of you guys still needing to continue investigating this and being truthful with yourself around what's going on. This may not even have to do with like physical symptoms as well. Like sacral chakra, there could be a different way that this spiritual lesson around your sacral is being highlighted, because sacral also has to do with things like our creativity. It has to do with like our emotional expression. How do we have fun in life? You know, how do we bring joy and energy into what we're doing? And so again, with that 7 of challenges, I'm almost seeing it as like, even though there's this lesson being presented here to you, I think there's more that needs to be explored. And maybe for some of you, you are awakened to this, but the 7 of challenges is saying that maybe you're kind of like moving in silence as you explore it. Because like I was saying, this whole reading definitely feels like you're in more of like that independent energy here. And so this could be a vibe where like right now you're just trying to kind of take the time to yourself to figure it out, without really being super vocal about it with everyone. And that's okay, because this feels like a very personal journey and we don't always need to tell everyone what we're doing. You know what I mean? There's also like this energy in the present I'm getting for you, pile number 2 of strategy. You know, like these little foxes, you can see they're like moving together. They're being really sneaky. They're coming in and taking stuff from the campsite. So I definitely feel that you guys might be making some moves right now in the present, being very strategic, but also flying very much under the radar and not telling anyone what you're doing. Like you're protecting yourself through the silence and the secrecy here. I also think that this 7 of challenges is, you know, again, like I said, it's almost like this vibe of this energy of the sacral and the door to spirit, just doing this in secret, or something still being hidden here. So moving into the near future, the next maybe like 3 to 6 months or so, we've got the message of emotional withdrawal with the happy family, clarified here by the Seeker of Challenges, which is the Knight of Swords. So again, definitely still seeing this vibe of like needing to be good with self. The 8 of Cups is kind of similar to the 6 of Swords in a way, where like we're moving away from something. Here we're moving away to a place where we can have mental peace. Here we're moving into a place where we can withdraw from maybe our responsibilities, or withdraw from the things that are no longer bringing us emotional fulfillment, because we're seeking that fulfillment elsewhere. We're trying to explore. And so this is beautiful energy, because I'm seeing you all in this place of just meditation. Look at this. I would love to be doing this right now. Meditation by the water, kind of trying to find places to go where you can seek that emotional peace for yourself. It's interesting that we have the happy family coming through here as well. So maybe for some of you guys in the future, this energy is about withdrawing from family, withdrawing from people, maybe reflecting on what your idea of a happy family is, or removing yourself from a family situation that may not be serving you right now. But for others, I feel like this could be the emotional withdrawal is from your other responsibilities to your happy family, right? So for some of you, this could be an indication of journeying away from wherever you are right now in the present to be with your family, because the family unit is what's bringing you peace. The Seeker of Challenges is interesting here as well, the Knight of Swords, because this typically indicates like that fast movement away from something or confronting something as well. I definitely see that there's like a need to confront something around the family, or confront something around relationships, going back to that theme again, confronting something about your emotions, but actually having a verbal conversation about it. I feel like you guys still have a lot of armor around you as it pertains to this emotional energy of the family. And so I see in the near future here, I feel like this period of withdrawal you're going through is giving you a minute to kind of process, get right with your feelings, and prepare to kind of have this conversation. But I feel like it's going to be important for you guys to take that armor off. I don't know if you guys have heard of Brené Brown, but I just recently was taking this class called Dare to Lead, where they talk about armor. And how like when you go into situations as a leader, this was like a leadership class, when you go into situations with the armor on, how you actually aren't able to get that emotional connection or that emotional fulfillment, or be vulnerable, really. When you're putting that armor up, you're protecting yourself. You feel like you're protecting yourself from being hurt, but you're gonna take that risk of being hurt anyway when it comes to being vulnerable and expressing your emotions. There's always that risk, right? But if you never take off the armor, you're never gonna know if it could have been resolved truly. So I think this is interesting. Let's go ahead. I'm going to pull just a word of advice for you all from the tarot. So based off this energy that's being presented to us, Spirit, what advice do you want pile 2 to know? What should they be focusing on at this time? Let's go ahead and see what comes through. Pile 2. Advice. The 6 of Boons. Okay. 10 of Wands at the bottom. So listen, you guys, it feels like you guys need self-preservation and self-protection time for real, because the 10 of Spells or the 10 of Wands is this vibe of just like feeling really weighed down. Like you've got a lot of like the weight of the world on your shoulders. You're overworked. You're exhausted. Maybe you need a little bit of help and support as well. Look at this, 9 of Cups. We have that 9 of Pentacles underneath again, and now we have the 9 of Cups. This is talking about independence, you guys, emotional fulfillment and satisfaction. And there's something going on in your life right now that's weighing you down, that's feeling exhausting. Maybe it's people in your life. Maybe you guys are feeling like you've got too many people pulling at your energy right now. So with the 6 of Boons coming in, this is the 6 of Pentacles. Traditionally, this is talking about, needing to really monitor how much effort and energy we're putting in and strive for balance and strive for reciprocation, and also putting up boundaries, right? Like if you're giving and giving and giving, you're going to deplete yourself, especially if it's not being reciprocated. So I think this is a message for you to be mindful of the way you're exerting your effort and how much effort you're exerting. Oddly enough, though, this particular 6 of Pentacles for me, usually whenever I personally get this card, it's because I'm not feeling well. It's like I'm not feeling good. I'm feeling exhausted or I'm feeling sick. And this is usually an indication that Spirit is wanting me to rest and relax and just like nurture myself. So I definitely feel like you guys are being guided as you're moving through this energy to focus on taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself. Take some breaks, take a rest. And you've got a lot of indications that you're already on that path. But I feel like it's going to be really important for you guys to listen to your body, listen to your feelings. And if it's feeling like it's too much for a specific day, it's okay to be like, I'm taking a sick day. I need to rest, and just do whatever makes you feel the most nurtured in that moment. So if it's laying in bed, if it's watching a movie, if it's just like taking a nap, whatever it is, self-care is super highlighted here for you guys. All right, pile 2. We are going to go ahead and close it out there. Let me know how these messages resonated with you. Thank you all so much for taking the time to view this reading today, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey there, group 3. If you guys picked the 90s tarot with the selenite, sorry, the name escaped me. This will be your reading all about your past, present, and near future energies coming in. So just a quick disclaimer, because I don't think that I said this in the intro. Energy is always shifting and changing, and you have free will to make your own choices and decisions, right? So whenever I'm pulling this energy for you, just keep in mind that if you're seeing an energy that you don't like in the present or the near future, you have the free will to make your own choices and decisions and to change it up, right? What I'm pulling for you today is just giving us a snapshot of the current time, the current energy that you're in right now at this time. And this can always be changeable. The future is not set in stone. So please feel empowered as you're viewing this reading versus stuck, because you can always make changes if you want to. So in the recent past, we've got the energy of the 5 of Wands. This is obstacles and challenges, clarified here by deceit. So this is the past energy. In the present space, we've got the Ace of Pentacles, prosperity begins, clarified here by all tied up. Okay, very interesting. And in the near future, we've got this is the Ace of Wands coming in, clarified here by the thinking man. So like already a major theme that I'm feeling for this group is one of like lots of really like awesome potential energy coming in for you. You've got 2 aces, the pentacles and the wands. So that means that there's like new beginning energy with you right now. But I'm already seeing like the obstacle for you seems to be around yourself. You being your own worst enemy in terms of actually making it happen. So let's use the tarot here. We're going to just get some clarifiers and then we'll get into the message. So Spirit, please clarify this 5 of Wands with the deceit energy in the past. We have the Judgment card coming in. Okay, clarifying the Ace of Pentacles with the all tied up in the present for pile 3. We have a 9 of Wands. Yes, okay. And then clarifying in the future here, Spirit, this Ace of Wands with the Thinking Man. Too many. We have a 6 of Cups. Okay. Bottom deck energy, we have the Ace of Pentacles. You guys, that's 2 aces, 2 Ace of Pentacles in your reading. So, listen, there is something happening for you in the present and near future that is definitely something that has high potential for success. But the thing that you guys have to remember about the Ace of Pentacles or any ace, when you see this in the tarot, is that it's not like something set in stone, right? This is showing that that potential for success is there, but in order for you to achieve it, you've got to actually put effort into it. So I always think of aces as like a seed, right? A seed is always going to have the potential to grow into something, but if you don't plant it and water it and nurture it over time, it only remains potential. It only remains a seed. It doesn't grow. So that's kind of the undertone of your past, present, and future reading. I feel like a lot of you guys with this Ace of Pentacles, maybe this is about your career. This could be about like making money. This could be about just your material realm, like the tangible things that you get in life. So let's start here in the past. So you guys had the 5 of Wands, obstacles and challenges clarified by the deceit energy. So I definitely think that in the past here, you guys went through a pretty tough situation. We take a look at that 5 of Wands. It's like there's this gap here, which leads down into this creepy void. And if you don't make it over, you're going to fall down, right? So the thing is though, like, even though the 5 of Wands is more of like the fire energy, like the energy of conflict or combativeness, I almost intuitively am feeling like this was more of a mental challenge for you guys. Because if we take a look here, depending on your mindset, right? To me, when I'm looking at this obstacle, it's scary if I look down, but it's actually not that far of a jump for me. So I almost feel like this deceit energy that's coming through is like self-deception in a way, where it's like maybe you guys struggled with overcoming this obstacle mentally versus physically. Because I feel like you guys have a lot of like abundant and confident energy that's coming through here, but it feels like you're getting in your own way as it pertains to like actually overcoming challenges and being successful here. Like you're the one that's stopping yourself in a sense without really realizing it. Now for some of you, this could have actually had to do with like a tough situation, like where someone deceived you. Like that's definitely a thing. You know, the deceit card coming in, you see how this person, they're taking like money, they look really shady, and there's no surprise we have the police coming in here. The 90s tarot. So there could have been a situation, you guys, that was really tough in the past where somebody like stole from you. Maybe there was like legal action required, something along those lines. But the Judgment card, you know, from a more like spiritual meaning versus like the literal reading that I was pulling there with the police, like this has to do with like rising to the occasion, rising to a higher calling, being discerning and asking ourselves if the choices and decisions that we're making today are really going to serve our higher purpose, right? So I definitely feel like in the past, you guys may have gone through this like reevaluation period of your life, looking at it for what it was, maybe identifying different challenges that you were experiencing and making decisions to elevate yourselves away from that or to overcome those challenges. Now, moving into the present energy here, this is really exciting because you guys have an Ace of Pentacles, prosperity begins, clarified here by all tied up. So I feel like there's something right now that is like a seed has been planted in a sense, because if we look at this, we've got a seed that's been planted, the roots are growing, right? And we're starting to see some fruits of our labor here. But with it being clarified by all tied up, this energy for me, you guys, is very much about like that mental blockage. This is when like we don't believe in ourselves, or we're afraid a little bit of the success that we're seeing, right? Maybe we're afraid to go all in with something because we're worried about what the outcome is going to be. But the cool thing about this all tied up energy, it's very similar to like an Eight of Swords in tarot, if you guys are familiar. It's almost like, look at how easy this person could get untied if they wanted to. Like literally just move and you're gonna break those cords that are around you. You can wiggle out of that. So I feel like right now you guys might be struggling with like this idea of success in a way, maybe being fearful of what's going to happen, or maybe not feeling like you truly deserve success, or maybe like feeling like your situation isn't allowing you to invest as much effort as you would want to in this potential energy, even though if you did, things would blossom in a really beautiful way for you. Now you have the Nine of Wands here being clarified. This is from the movie Scream, I think. So it's like, this is really further confirming that energy of fears, right? Like being fearful of the unknown, or being fearful or paranoid that like something bad is going to happen to you. In this movie it did, but in this reading, I don't necessarily see that. I actually see that you guys have a lot of potential energy around you to grow something awesome for yourself. But there's this fear that's blocking you and getting in your way. Now, moving here into the future, we have an energy of the Ace of Wands with the Thinking Man, clarifying here by the Six of Cups. So again, Ace of Wands, this is a potential energy. This is talking about passion being ignited. So there is an opportunity for you guys coming into the near future here around your passions being ignited, and around like your creativity, your inspiration. You guys might be getting an opportunity that feels really exciting for you coming in. But again, it's all going to depend on how you act upon this opportunity with how it manifests. 1 second, you guys. Sorry, pile 3, my throat was dry. I had to grab some water. So this passion ignited being clarified by the Thinking Man, I definitely see a couple messages here for you in the near future. I feel like this Thinking Man could be talking about you. Like you're finally starting to really process and think about the things that you're passionate about. And this is kind of about like starting to take action a little bit more, being a little bit more confident in yourselves. Now, the other thing I see here is this Thinking Man could represent someone of significance in your life who's very thoughtful, very helpful, someone that wants to help you progress and move to the next level. This could be a masculine of significance, but it doesn't have to be. Just anyone that's got a very helpful energy, very insightful energy, someone that's going to be curious and ask a lot of questions and help you find the answers to how you can take this action. Now, the Six of Cups coming in is really beautiful because the Six of Cups talks about like our comforts in life. So I feel like coming into the near future, you guys are moving into a place of feeling safe. You're feeling comfortable. Like we're moving from this fear energy into safety in a way. And for some of you, this Ace of Wands Thinking Man opportunity that's coming in could also just be talking about like familiarity. So maybe you guys are moving into like a new job opportunity at a company you're already familiar with, or maybe you're getting help from this Thinking Man who's someone that you've known for a long time, maybe since your childhood, right? Like a father figure or a childhood friend, things like that. So it's looking really positive in the future. But the thing that I feel is holding you guys up right now in the present, it looks like it just has to do with this energy of fear and feeling like you're stuck. But the thing is that you're really not. It's mental. So for some of you anyway. So let's go ahead and we're going to close out your reading just by pulling a message of advice. So Spirit, just based off the current energy for pile 3, can you just tell us what guidance or advice they need to know as they are moving into the future? What special advice can we pull for group 3? the Hierophant card. And bottom deck energy, we have a Queen of Cups. So I feel with both of these cards coming in, this could be a message for you guys to not be afraid to seek support or help from someone. Queen of Cups, I always think of like as the therapist card. This is somebody who's got a lot of empathy and compassion, and they can hold space for you emotionally, right? Hierophant is also someone that we would look at as a spiritual advisor or like a guru of sorts, maybe a mentor. So if you guys have someone in your life that kind of fits those qualities of mentorship and compassion and can kind of show you the way, quote unquote, to do things, I would recommend connecting with that person for support. Hierophant card is also talking about doing things like the way you know how, or doing things from, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's also about like the societal way of doing things, or like let's say, for example, you guys are working for a company and this is what this energy here is about. This would be about doing things the way the company does it. Like what's the culture and values of the environment that you're in? This is saying to adhere to those culture and values. Oh, I got all tongue-tied. But yeah, I definitely feel overwhelmingly that if you guys are needing support, this is just reaffirming that it might be worth it to ask. Because sometimes that outside perspective can help you make change. Getting feedback from someone you trust can help you make the change that you need to make. So looking really good for you, pile 3. Please drop me a comment down below. Let me know how the message resonates with you. Thank you all so much for taking the time to view today's reading, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.